I need a second chance. And this is your lucky day because I'm going to give it to you. And on the other side of this, hopefully, you will have learned your lesson and you'll get your act together.
Hit shows like Dahmer, Mindhunter, Dexter, and so many more feed a growing curiosity about what makes a serial killer tick. Dr. Scott Bonn is the author of Why We Love Serial Killers, and he's got a show coming up at City Winery. He joins me this morning with more on what that is all about. Scott, thank you. Why are serial killers so fascinating, you think, to the general public?
Well, thank you for having me this morning, first of all. And I think it has to do a lot with the word empathy, which is the thing that we have and serial killers do not. And I believe it's human nature to identify and to try to understand things, whether they're good or bad. And in fact, I think we're drawn to things that are larger than life and scary. And in that regard, I think that a serial killer has three things in common, actually, with a great white shark, another predator in nature. And that is that they are both rare, exotic, and deadly. And that is part of the draw. And if you think about it, it's interesting that there is a serial killer week on Discovery Network, a shark week on Discovery Network, serial killer week on Oxygen. So they're very much part of our popular culture.
Absolutely. And we understand that you have corresponded with some of the most infamous serial killers of all time. And this includes the infamous Son of Sam serial killer. What is it like to sit face to face with someone like that?
Well, in the case of Son of Sam, and I spent an entire day with him in his maximum security prison in upstate New York. He, if people are familiar, he terrorized New York City during the Summer of Sam in 1977. But since then, he has undergone a self-proclaimed Christian rebirth. He has been transformed, so he says, into the son of hope, minister, and apostle. You can't make this stuff up. I mean, it's like Ripley's Believe It or Not. But he actually has a following of hundreds of thousands of people around the world who are drawn to his message of redemption. So it was kind of like sitting with an evangelical minister the day that I spent with him.
Wow.
And so he's nothing like what he used to be. And people ask me, do you believe him? And I'll put it this way. He's very convincing. And if he's acting, then he's the Daniel Day-Lewis of serial killer actors, because he sits and weeps openly about these things. And it's pretty incredible. I mean, it's absolutely incredible, and that he would have a following like this. So he is a very interesting character.
What do you think drives serial killers to compulsively, repeatedly murder complete strangers? I mean, I feel like we could all kind of learn something from your response to this question for our own safety.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And the thing about serial killers is that about 75% of them are either sociopaths or psychopaths, which means that they just aren't able to form emotional relationships with other living people, but they're predatory in nature. Fortunately, they're rare. There's about 1 million psychopaths in the United States, maybe 8 million sociopaths. So they are quite rare. And I used the shark analogy earlier, that and the odds of being attacked by a shark or a serial killer are about the same, which is about 100 million to 1. So that's pretty good. But the thing that compels them is that killing serves some underlying psychological fantasy need. It's not done out of anger, which is the reason that most homicides take place. It's generally something based in anger. With serial killers, it's this visceral hunger, a craving, an itch that has to be scratched, that often develops over 10 or 15 years before they actually act out on it. So it's something that it's like a drum beat that only they can hear.
Wow.
And if you can ascertain and determine what that hunger is, then you can understand a particular serial killer.
Well, it seems like this is going to be a fascinating conversation. It is Why We Love Serial Killers, his new book on Thursday, April 11th, Scott Bonn at City Winery in Chicago, the address 1200 West Randolph Street. Thanks so much for joining us again. Very insightful.
My pleasure. Thank you.